Hello everyone. In this video, I would like to react to a few statements made by theoretical physicist Dr. Michio Kaku. So he's a very well-known figure, and of course, he has come out with his latest book, God Equation. And during one of those interviews, he has made some statements about abductees and alien life, the possibilities of encountering alien life in this century or next, things of that nature. And he made some statements which I would like to react to today. Let's first of all listen to his opinion about UFOs and what he's suggesting to the abductees. The next time you're getting abducted, what should you do? There's a suggestion he has made, and let's take a look at this video first of all.
Question of extraterrestrial visitation. It used to be that only crackpots, hoaxsters, and people who saw something because they were in a drunken haze, they were the people that most people thought were the ones saying that they encountered a flying saucer. I think we have to take them seriously. I'm a physicist. We believe in things that are testable, reproducible, and falsifiable. In the past, they couldn't be tested. It was just an eyewitness account. But now we have videotapes from the United States military. Physicists have now analyzed these graphs frame by frame. And we realize that no known commercial or military vehicle can reproduce the gyrations and the velocities of these objects. Either they are secret military weapons like hypersonic drones, or they're from outer space. I think there's a good likelihood that in this century, we'll make contact with an alien civilization. And how do I know this? Because we're getting better and better at scanning planets in outer space for radio signals. So I would suspect that if they're that advanced, that they can reach the Earth from outer space, they are probably thousands of years ahead of us in technology, in which case we're like squirrels to them. What do we have to offer? Gold? No, gold is rather useless metal for an extraterrestrial. We have really nothing to offer them. And if anything, they've been observing us for many years. And if they wanted to make contact, they would have done so decades ago. Some people claim that they've actually been in one of these flying saucers. Well, I have a word of advice. The next time you are kidnapped by a flying saucer, for God's sake, steal something. I don't care if it's an alien chip, an alien paperclip, steal something. There's no law against stealing from an extraterrestrial civilization, no law whatsoever, and you'll have bragging rights, something that we can test in the laboratory. That would end the whole debate right then and there.
Well, that's the video. Well, I don't know much about the other things which he said. One thing is whether the UFOs are real and are they going to make contact. I mean, he didn't make a statement about whether the UFOs are going to make contact because we don't know what's in those UFOs. Another part is whether we are going to find out about life elsewhere and we are going to initiate in this contact making. However, whatever the case is, at the end, what he said is there are people who claim they're being abducted by the aliens. And what he suggests to them is next time you're getting into one of those alien spacecraft, make sure you steal something from them. And so that we have a proper evidence. So regarding this thing, I have read a lot of research which was done by Dr. David Jacobs. And there are some books which he has written, like Walking Among Us, the Alien Plan to Control Humanity, the Threat. And some of the things that stood out to me in those books are the ability of these extraterrestrial beings to take people against their will. I mean, that means they're not willfully submitting to the alien presence and going to these crafts. I mean, the tone of Michio Kaku's words suggests that they're willfully going, but they're not willfully going. Instead, they're being taken into this craft without their permission. And then there are a lot of procedures being done, physical examinations being done. some things are taken from their body, and then there are proofs of marks on their body. Many people are identifying it later once they are back in their house. They're identifying these marks, and they have this way that memories of those experience of being in that craft. Particularly when you are dreaming, you don't have those senses operating. You have your senses fully alive even when you are in the craft. And these things are psychologically and emotionally affecting them. So the aliens are able to exercise a neurological control upon humans, and thereby being able to control them altogether. An abduction is a situation, as per David Jacobs' words, it's a situation where an alien is physically and cognitively in control of the situation in any location. Maybe these abductees are traveling by a car, maybe they are on the road. At that time, they experience a missing time. They see a craft, then there is a missing time. Next time they wake up, it's actually 5 or 6 hours later. Otherwise, they are in their house, they're being abducted. In any case, they don't have a clue about what has happened inside the craft, and only later they are able to recollect these memories, either through hypnosis or some other means. They have some visions, an image of an alien being looking at them. They know something has happened to them, but they don't have an ability to validate it completely. But hypnosis has proven to be one effective strategy, and this has happened successfully through David Jacobs' work also. So these neurological controls suggest to us that probably they don't have a choice of stealing something, especially when they are not willfully going into an alien presence. And there are people who claim they are having a good time with the aliens, but that's a minority. We don't have to look at the minority. The majority is, of course, saying that this is really a horrible thing, and that there is a very huge abuse to their dignity. Physical examinations are being conducted, sperms or egg are being taken from them. Not a good thing. This is making us as a secondary beings. We should clearly denounce that. So there is no willful submission from the side of the abductees. Let's close that chapter. And then there are alien implants being found from the abductees' bodies, which could be used as a proof. But I do not know how far that alien implants are being used as a proof, or how much we have been able to identify their source, the credibility. The people like Dr. Roger Lair are significant people when it comes to research into these alien implants. Is it something like a kind of a radioactive material, or is it something which assists the process of abduction? We do not know. I think there are a huge lot of evidences or research to be done in that particular area, but that could even be a proof. This is not something to steal, but this is actually put into their bodies by the aliens themselves. And then there is another video to which I would like to give a reaction. With that, we'll come to an end.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you said that trying to make contact with alien civilizations may not be a great idea?
It's a bad idea to advertise our existence, because look what happened to Cortez and Montezuma. Montezuma in Mexico made the biggest mistake in history. He assumed that Cortez was a god. Cortez was a pirate, a bloodthirsty pirate carrying smallpox, armed with steel, the horse, the written language, gunpowder. The Aztecs were a Bronze Age civilization with no written language, no horse, no steel, totally vulnerable to smallpox. It was no contest. So I think it's a good idea to keep our presence a secret so that the aliens don't put us in their sights. Who knows what the aliens believe in?
We have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more Michio Kaku.
That's what it is. Uh, he made a mention about Cortes. I think he was an explorer who happened to colonize a territory called the Aztec, which comprised of some 2 million people. Cortes was just an ordinary person with 550 men, and this was the most powerful military nation in Americas, in the Western Hemisphere. So he managed to do that not with advanced technology. It wasn't through power. It was through guile, taking advantage of the native superstitions, their own divisions, their own conflicts. And then there is another case of Pizarro with 168 men overcoming a nation that extended over 3,000 miles. So it takes only a small expeditionary force exploiting the native superstitions, conflicts, and self-doubt. So these are the lessons of intervention. So that is all that is required in order to successfully conduct a colonization program. We don't need to have huge armed weapons and military might that some people blindly assumes when it comes to aliens, that if they are not destroying us, they are here to help us. They just require a second to destroy us. They're not doing it so that they have to help us. No, the aliens are much more tuned and much more strategic in their plan. They are having a long colonization plan as per Allies of Humanity briefings. This statement by Michio Kaku is much more wise because this is a positive step. This is very much in alignment with what the Allies of Humanity briefings revealed to Marshall V. and Summers is saying. I'll share the link to these briefings definitely in the description. You can go and check out this amazing text. All 4 books are free online. So Michio Kaku's this statement has come up to me as very very much an important statement that people should come and listen to, because it's not a good thing to advertise our existence. We don't know, what the aliens are going to, what trick they're going to pull on us. And there are many tricks that are all pulling on us as per the least briefings. That's why I am urging you to go and check that out. And so the UFO sightings, the alien abductions, the reason we should exercise discernment when it comes to advertising our existence, all of these things are very much linked. These alien visitations or interventions are not random events. They're not just flying foxes. People are having experiences. This thing has been going on for almost a century. The sightings, people are seeing sightings. Just imagine, now only we are able to track down some of these sightings and make a proper report about it. Then what could have happened before all of that for almost a century? So these are the big questions we need to ask. So that's a small reaction video about Michio Kaku's recent comments about alien abductees and what he mentioned about the Cortes incident, where he has conquered an entire land with a small force. So we are facing a small force, perhaps, as UFOs. But we are a huge 7 billion, right? So that's it. Thanks for listening. I'll end this now.